Lionel Messi is one of the most recognizable personalities in the world, and his move to Inter Miami has made him even more popular. As you would expect, there's no way in the world such a high-profile figure would walk around unguarded. The question now is, who's the guy that's been given the huge task of protecting the greatest footballer of all time? Whoever the guy is, we can only assume he's the best at what he does. This is because Messi's presence in the MLS has driven the fans wild, and unlike before, soccer lovers in the US are now spending hundreds and thousands of dollars just to catch a glimpse of the Argentine soccer star. The good news for them is, Messi hasn't disappointed, as he's got off to a flying start in the MLS by scoring title-winning goals and delivering unbeatable assists. His performance in America has only made him more popular, and fans who haven't had the chance to see him play are dying to do so. Trust me, the guys in charge at Inter Miami are well aware of this, and they are doing all that they can in their power to protect their star man. Yes, the club has hired world-class security to follow Messi everywhere he goes. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. If you doubt me, just watch Miami's next game and you'll see a tall, powerful-looking guy literally following Messi up and down the pitch, just like an assistant referee would do. This not only shows how fit the bodyguard is, but it also shows how committed he is to protecting his ward. Now you may be wondering why a bodyguard would keep running up and down the touchline. It seems like too much work, right? Yes it is, but the reason for this is to stop overzealous fans from invading the pitch and getting close to the most talented player in MLS history. A few fans have actually tried to get too close for comfort, but Messi's bodyguard was always spot on with his tackles. That aside, the bodyguard has also been seen catching jerseys thrown at Messi and politely restricting fans from taking pictures with the star or getting his autograph. So who exactly is this man that has been so dedicated to protecting the great Argentinian? Well, his name is Yasin Chueko, and he is a no-nonsense ex-US Navy SEAL. It's safe to say that he's not the kind of guy you want to mess with. He's a trained mixed martial artist, and he's well versed with several firearms and military tactics. Yasin was active during the US-Afghanistan war and has been in the security business since his retirement. And as you would expect from the ex-Marine, he maintains a very, very low profile. You can find him on Instagram, although more than 90% of the pictures and videos he uploads are about his workouts and training. Messi actually follows Yasin's account, so it seems they are really cool with one another. The Inter Miami fans call Yasin De Paul's brother. And for those who don't know, Rodrigo De Paul is Messi's teammate from Argentina, who's been seen trying to protect the GOAT more than once during matches. Now, Inter Miami pride themselves on being a luxury club, and why wouldn't they? After all, they were founded by the very stylish David Beckham. It's true they started off low-key, but 2023 has seen the team grow in popularity, thanks to the arrival of not only Messi, but also Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets, who are also popular players in world football. So, with the addition of these celebrity players to the club, it was of the utmost importance to provide nothing but the best security in the world to guard their assets. Inter Miami's director, Jorge Mas, understands the importance of its players' security more than anyone else, and in an interview with the Miami Herald, he specifically said that Inter's security would have to be enhanced, and that all protocols have been put in place for both their home and away matches. Mas also made it clear that player security isn't limited to football matches alone, so you shouldn't be surprised if you see Yasin chilling outside Messi's home, even during the off-season. Mas also recalled Argentina's training in Miami during their preparation for the 2022 World Cup, and he witnessed firsthand how crazy the fans became around Messi. That was a massive warning sign, and thankfully, the guys at the club are going the extra mile to keep their star players safe. So how much security are we talking about here? Well, to be honest, we really can't say, but one thing we know for sure is that they've added a significant amount of security in and around their home stadium. As you would expect, Inter Miami's security isn't only meant for match days, as personnel have been seen guarding the players during training sessions too. But hey, even with all that security, a diehard fan would forever remain a diehard fan, which is why there have been more than one case of pitch invasions since Messi and his colleagues arrived at Miami. There was one particular incident when a fan ran onto the pitch during Miami's 4-0 win over Atlanta United. Interestingly, this was just Messi's second match for his new club, but the overzealous fan just couldn't wait to touch his idol. As Messi was being substituted off the pitch, the fan decided to make a move on the Argentine. However, Yasin Chueko was there to stop him in his tracks. Speaking of which, the Inter Miami Stadium has also been fitted with higher fencing to keep desperate fans from scaling through. Now, as far as Messi's protection in Miami is concerned, there is another name beside Yasin Chueko that comes to mind, and that is none other than the Argentinian known as Matthias Saccone. Saccone is a 42-year-old security expert who was born in Mar del Plata. He's actually a huge soccer fan, but there's nothing he loves more than keeping people safe. His passion for protection led him to start his own security firm called FTS Miami, which is the firm that offered Yasin Chueko's services to Messi. However, before Yasin even got anywhere close to Messi, it was Saccone himself that was tasked to look after the Argentine and his family when they first arrived at Miami. Rightfully so, as Saccone had lived in America for over 20 years, and being that he's from Argentina, it only makes more sense to put him over Messi upon his arrival. Yes, Saccone was with Messi all the way on the day of his unveiling at Inter Miami. He was in charge of escorting him and his family from their new Miami home to the DRV PNK Stadium, where the unveiling took place. So, with world-class security by your side, it makes sense to use world-class transportation too, right? Well, that's exactly what they did, as Messi and his family were moving in a bomb-proof Cadillac Escalade, the exact same type the US President Joe Biden uses. Now that's amazing. Messi and his family were also surrounded by as many as 10 guards. That's 20 strong hands ready to keep fans from making any sort of physical contact with the player or his family. In an interview, Saccone mentioned that he'd briefed Messi and his family of the security protocol before they left his home. However, he didn't share too much information about what the protocol was. Discretion is one of our main values, Saccone says. Our only objective was to be able to have him in the open field without anyone touching him. And that's exactly what Saccone's team have been doing, as they have managed to stop more than 6 pitch invasion attempts since Messi's arrival at the club. Did you know that he was part of the security detail for the former Mexican president Vixen for Fox? He's also been tasked with guarding celebrities too, one of which is the very famous Cindy Crawford. But arguably his most important job came in September 2001 after the terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers in New York, where he played a key role in the post-attack operations. From his statement, you can actually tell that Matthias Saccone is truly in love with security work. He fondly recalls his early days when he was just a doorman at a local bar, and he usually reminisces about how far he's come in the business. For years, I've dedicated myself to security. I started working in my beautiful Mar del Plata, and it has touched me in my beginnings from the door of a bar to various presidential custodians where I've had the honour of protecting world-famous personalities. Saccone continued, I enjoyed each one of my stages, and during my professional career I've been advancing and will continue to do so, never forgetting where I come from, but certain that my growth has no limits. For now, Matthias Saccone, Yasin, Chueko and all the other good folks at FTS Miami will have their hands full protecting Lionel Messi and his family because, and trust me when I tell you, pitch invaders never give up. So guys, what do you think about Lionel Messi's bodyguard and Inter Miami's overall security? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.